Hello everyone and welcome to this video of GenAIScript. My name is Pelly and today I will be talking about MCP, Model Context Protocol, which has been released by Anthropic, and it's a protocol to allow tool writers and LLM desktop application to kind of communicate so that we can grow the ecosystem of tools faster. So it's pretty cool, and we're going to take a look at what it means. If you go to our docs and you search for MCP, you'll see that we have the documentation. It links back to the original documentation here from Anthropic. And they have various SDK for, you can see a bunch of SDKs here, and they explain what MCP does. So in a nutshell, if you have an IDE, which is called a client, and GenAIScript is a client, it's going to use the MCP protocol to talk to servers. Every tool is going to be, think of the tools as servers, and the server can interact with resources such as the file system, database, third-party services, and so forth. So you can expect to have a ton of these servers because there's a lot of stuff happening in the web. And what we're going to see is how we're using these servers in GenAIScript. All right, so if you go to the example here, you can see that it's pretty straightforward. You can copy paste the Claude configuration file, so it uses the exact same format as Claude into pretty much into your script, into the dev tool definition. That's what we use to define tools. And as you can see in this case, we're gonna nps, and we're gonna start the node package runner. Yes means auto install. And then we're going to launch this. This is one of the default built-in servers, so it's called server file system. And you basically tell it which file it can run. There's a ton more parameters you can put on this one to restrict where it can read, but let's start with that. So going back to VS Code, I'm going to create a new script called MCP. And what I'm going to ask MCP is to summarize the contents of readme.md, only the top level one. So why is this a cool query? Because my LM doesn't have access to the file system by default. So if I run this, what's going to happen is, it comes back and say, I can't do that. I can't read readme. Okay, so let's use this MCP server that can read the file system, and let's fix that. So we're going to come here, and I'm going to say dev tool, curly brace, and now I can register a bunch of them. So I'm going to add the file system one, and you can see that you can have more than one. This is going to be the server ID, but you could have as many as you want, and their lifetime, so their scope to the current request. So if you can also have different MCP servers in your nested queries without issues. All right, so now we're just going to run this, and I'll go into the trace. You see that now. Where is it? Prompt. We have an MCP. Okay, the tracing is a bit scarce, but we started something. And then if we look at the tools, you can see that we connected to the MCP server. And I must say there's a great SDK. So we're leveraging the MCP SDK, which was really great. So we talked to the server came back with the list of tools it has. You can see all the list of tools. So the first request is, give me the README, and then LM's coming back and says, oh, I need the file system allowed dears, okay. And then it comes back with a list of directories, and then we keep going, right? List the files, then read the file. And then it reads my README, which contains lorem ipsum. And eventually I got messages. And this is a typical thing that happens with tools. These messages are talking to the MCP server. And finally, yes, the README enters the amazing demo, and also it has a very important note that is a placeholder in Latin. So that's pretty good since this is my README. All right, so going back to MCP in GenAIScript, it's built in. You can have them defined using DevTool. You can have them in the main prompt, or you can also have them in a run prompt, no problem. And they use the same format as the Claude configuration file. So a lot of the samples you'll find about MCP online, and there's quite a bit of docs, and there's also registries of existing tools. So for example, we're looking for example servers, and we can look at file system. Maybe we want to do some SQLite. There's examples of how to get SQLite running. So that's, and this one is using Python, so it's using UV. But you can refer to these tools as far as how to hook it up and copy paste as is into GenAIScript, and it should just work. Finger crossed. All right, so that was the model MCP model context protocol video. Thank you, and